Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Art Together. Did you know that March is the windiest month? Have you ever thought much about wind? You know, you can feel it, and you can see it pushing things around like leaves, windmills. It gave me an idea about what we could do for our first project. We're going to make pinwheels. Sometimes they're called wind wheels. Anyway, are you ready? Let's get started. So Wally, are you ready to make a pinwheel? Let's talk about the things that you will need to make your pinwheel. You will need to have a straw or a pencil that has a good eraser. You will need a tack, some tape, and of course what you'll need is a piece of paper to make your pinwheel with. So before we get started, I have some tips for you to help make this a successful pinwheel making project. The first tip is that you need to have a square piece of paper. If you don't have a square piece of paper and you only have a rectangle, the way to make a square out of a rectangle is that you fold it in a triangle with the long side touching the long side, and then you take a pair of scissors cut off the extra, and then you have a square. Second tip I wanted to talk to you about is folding. And what's really important in any paper folding is that you make clean, crisp, strong folds, and they need to be accurate. So the best way to fold is to take your paper and match the corners, and then fold from the center out. So find the center and fold out. Center and fold out. And then the last tip to make your folds very crisp is that you need to take either your fingernail and push down. You can use a popsicle stick and push down. Sometimes, if I don't have that handy, I use the edge of my scissors and press down. And if I want it especially crisp, I turn the paper over and I do the same thing on the other side. So I push down really hard and make sure that that fold is in and good and crisp and straight. Okay, we're ready to begin to make the pinwheel. The first thing you want to do is you want to fold the paper, your square piece of paper, into a triangle. And then you want to fold it into a triangle again. It should look like this. This happens to be an isosceles triangle where you have two sides that are equal and one side that is different. Then what you want to do is unfold it. Next step with the paper unfolded is that you want to make it into a rectangle. So you take the corners and you match them up. And you do your folding, center and out, center and out. Make sure that it's a lot of stuff here. Folded very crisp. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to fold it crisply. All right. And then you take it and you take that rectangle, which is a four-sided figure, and you take it and you fold it in half, and it becomes a square that has all the sides that are equal. Now, once again, you open it all the way up. All right, now we're ready to do the next folds. So you want to take the corner of your square, now that it's all open, unfolded, and fold it up to the center point and make a fold. And then you can turn the paper, and you want to do that with the next 3 corners. Turns into a smaller square with 4 triangles in it. I'm going to turn it over and make sure my folds are nice and crisp. And then you do the same thing again. So you take the corner and you bring it up to the center point, and you're going to end up with a smaller square. Now at this point, you really do need to push down on your folds because you have a lot of paper that you're folding. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to fold it and press it. So if I opened a flap here, can you tell what shape this is? How many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would make it a pentagon. Now I'm going to fold this in, and we're back to the square. All right, after you get those all folded, and you want to unfold the whole thing again. When you have your paper unfolded and in the big square, and you want to turn it over, and now what you want to do is you want to take one edge of your square and turn it over here to the center, and then you want to do the same over here. It's almost like you're opening a door. Okay, this next step is a little bit tricky, and so I'll show you twice, and it'll be more successful if you make sure that you have good strong folds already. So you take the bottom here and you kind of push up, and then you fold this out, and you take this and you fold it out so it looks like I think it looks like a boat. All right, so let's do that again. So you have it, your paper is like this. You go to the center underneath your door flaps, you push it to the center, and then you fold it out like this so it looks like a boat. Then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go to the center, I'm going to push up, this flap goes out, this flap goes out, and we have this shape. And this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So what would that be? If you guessed hexagon, you were right. For the next step, it's going to be where you are making the vanes of your windmill. So you put one flap down like that, and then in the opposite corner you put the flap up, and now you have your pinwheel shape. Take a piece of tape and put it in the center so it holds the center paper corners down. You can kind of open these up a little bit so that they catch the wind. And then now is the time where you take, and you may need an adult to help you with this, take your tack, put it through the center, and then put it through your straw or your pencil. Now, if you put it tightly through your pencil, it's going to not spin. If you put it too loosely, it's going to wobble. So you're going to have to do some experiments. And then when you are all done, you have a pinwheel. I hope you had fun making your pinwheel. You know, there's lots of things that you can do with a pinwheel. You can make them big, you can make them small. You can use different materials to make them. For example, you could use aluminum foil, you could use parchment paper. You could use different things to push it around. For example, you could use a blow dryer. How fast would it go if you used a blow dryer? The other thing you could do is if you made it out of white paper, you could color each one of the vanes a different color. And then when it spins, see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our time together. We'll be together soon. See you next time on Art Together.